All right, hackers, organizers of the Tshwane Varsity Hackathon, invited guests, sponsors, partners, SMU, UNISA, UP, and MMC, finance of the City of Tshwane, group heads and executives at the City of Tshwane, ladies and gentlemen, and those joining us online, welcome to the 4th annual Tshwane Varsity Hackathon Award Ceremony. A round of applause for being here. The annual Tshwane Varsity Hackathon Award Ceremony is proudly brought to you by the Tshwane University of Technology's Faculty of Information and Communication Technology in collaboration with the Directors of Research and Innovation. My name is Alma Acob, a TEDx speaker and CEO of Elevate Africa, and I'm going to be your program director for today. Just a very short introduction, the Tshwane Varsity Hackathon is an annual hacking competition that was introduced in 2018 by its chief organizer, Mr. Mash Perusi, who you will hear from very soon. It is a competition organized by the Faculty of ICT, Directorate of Research, Innovation, in partnership with the industry in support of the National Development Plan. That's Vision 2030 of the Government of the Republic of South Africa by addressing Chapter 9 of the plan that focuses on improving education, training, and innovation. Before we go any further, we would like to recognize and appreciate our partners and sponsors. Our sponsors are IQ Business, Coder, Innovate Pretoria, Intervent, Agile Alliance, We Do Change, and Faith M. And our partners are AWS, City of Tshwane, and A Before IR. A round of applause to them as a thank you for their support. Today, we will recognize 3 winners, well, 1 winner in the top 3, and I hope that you are just as excited as I am to look at the solutions that the young people are coming up with for the world today and for the future generations, rather. To join me on stage to provide an official welcoming and a message of support is Dr. Etienne van Wyk, the Executive Dean of TUT's Faculty of ICT and Interim Campus Rector of TUT's Soshanguve campuses. Please help me welcome him.
Thank you, Program Director. Hackers, our chief organizers of the Tshwane Varsity Hackathon, invited guests, sponsors, partners, SMU, UNISA, UP, our MMC is still on the way, of the City of Tshwane, group heads and executives at the City of Tshwane, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to officially welcome you to this esteemed event. As you have heard from the program director, today we are proud to reach a milestone of having the 4th annual Tshwane Varsity Hackathon Awards ceremony, and that is in support of the government's National Plan Vision 2030. And then also TUT strategic pillars, which aims to prepare future-ready graduates that make a societal impact through research, innovation and engagement, technology transfer to foster growth, development, and sustainability. Over the past 18 years, the Tshwane University of Technology has risen like a proverbial phoenix. It has become a game changer in the South African higher education sector. With more than 60,000 students, 53% of which are female, TUT is the largest contact university in the country, with campuses in Soshanguve, Ga-Rankuwa, Polokwane, eMalahleni, Mbombela, and Pretoria. So TUT has the largest national footprint of all contact universities in the land. In 2021, we are very proud that the Times Higher Education, that does university rankings, have ranked TUT as the #1 university in the country for the teaching of ICT and engineering. And it is through interventions such as this hackathon that we can reach such milestones. Last week, TUT hosted a National Future of Work Dialogue. It was mentioned by a number of speakers at the event that in general, graduates are not ready for industry. Some studies suggest that graduates in the country requires at least 2 years to adapt to the industry setup. To reduce this misalignment between the universities and the industry, TUT is applying this hackathon format, powered by Amazon Web Services and Agile Scrum framework, to deliver fresh ideas and solutions that catalyzes the adoption of the fourth industrial revolution technologies. Mobilized around the compelling vision of becoming a university that makes knowledge work, TUT is currently driving a comprehensive strategy that revolves around the timely and fresh notion of future readiness. At the heart of this strategy is the incubation and production of future-ready graduates. Future-ready graduates will neither be victims nor spectators of the future. They are ready for the changing future of work because they have acquired the skills with which to shape that future. The skills of our future-ready graduates are relevant enough to help them find conventional jobs quickly. Regardless of academic discipline, future-ready graduates are entrepreneurial enough to invent jobs for themselves, including the jobs of the future, jobs which may not yet exist as such. Within the context of the fourth industrial revolution, the rapid development of the ICT sector and the growth of global interconnectivity will play an increasingly important role in fostering economic and social change. Furthermore, ICT is an important enabler for more productive use of energy, education, and business processes, which is vital in achieving sustainability. Technologies such as artificial intelligence, automation, biotechnology, nanotechnology, and communication technologies are evolving at an exponential pace, and we need to harness these technologies to boost socioeconomic development across our continent. Let me tell you a little bit about the Faculty of ICT. TUT is the only university with an ICT faculty in Southern Africa, which means that we are uniquely positioned to specialize in a number of ICT areas. With our more than 7,000 students, 130 full-time academic staff, and more than 200 part-time staff, we have the capacity to research and develop innovative solutions and applying emerging technologies within the fields of computer science, informatics, computer systems engineering, networking, and multimedia computing. And today's function is evidence of such solutions. The faculty decided recently to focus in terms of our research and development, and we chose the focus area called 4IR+. That means we're already looking at beyond the 4IR towards the fifth industrial revolution. And we then specifically perform research and innovation projects on technologies such as the Internet of Things, extended reality, cybersecurity, data science and analytics, artificial intelligence and machine learning, image processing and computer vision, as well as business computing, management and innovation. In the faculty, we also have two research niche areas called ICT for Development and ICT for Business Enhancement. ICT for Development focuses on knowledge generation and technological innovation in employing the science and technology of computing to address sectorial socio-economic development challenges, while the ICT for Business Enhancement niche area deals with impacts and trends of ICT in organizations and how businesses can take full advantage of the benefits derived from the implementation of ICT and its applications. We recently decided to also launch a flagship project in the faculty, and for that we chose the area of digital agriculture. You will know food security is a very important aspect to work towards. So the faculty is doing quite a lot of projects currently on what we call Agriculture 5.0, where we look at agricultural solutions utilizing green energy, artificial intelligence, remote sensing, the Internet of Things, and big data analytics. Furthermore, the faculty has a research chair in Fourth Industrial Revolution, sponsored by the MICT CETA. We also have a center for 4IR development, We have a Center for Cybersecurity, sponsored by Centec and Data Science. And of course, we have our own ICEP, the Informatics Community Engagement Project, which aims at developing mobile solutions, products, and websites for small and medium enterprises within the Soshanguve and Mabopane areas. So let's get back to the hackathon and the reason we are here today. As a cloud computing hackathon, 15 AWS accounts for 15 teams were provisioned at no cost, with $200 redeemable credits for each team to access the 4IR Plus technologies to power hackers' proposed digital solutions. Additionally, each team was allocated an AWS Development Operations Engineer and Agile Scrum Master from our Simulated Work Integrated Learning project called ICEP. This year, our hackathon has attracted over 500 hackers from different institutions of learning in the Tshwane and TUT campuses outside Gauteng province. We have selected 150 best hackers based on a mix of skills, level of study, development methods, technologies, and gender. We are humbled by the support we received throughout this initiative, particularly from our sponsors. The program director already mentioned them, but I want to mention them again, because without the sponsors, we cannot have such an event at all. So these sponsors are the City of Tshwane, Amazon Web Services, Coder, AB4IR, the Agile Alliance, Innovative Pretoria, Nellycat, We Do Change, Fathom, CSFS, IQ Business, Intervent, and Habanero, a total of 13 sponsors involved in this hackathon. So finally, to those receiving awards today, halala, well done. I thank you.
Thank you very much for those powerful words, Dr. Etienne. As you said, being ready for an ever-changing future is very interesting because the future is ever-changing. So how do you become ready for that? You're creative, you're adaptable, you're innovative, and that is what all of the hackers have been able to do today. On the first day when we started, I remember stating that Africa has the solution to Africa's problems, and today we are going to see those solutions come to fruition. It gives me great pleasure to welcome on stage Mr. Alderman Peter Sutton, who was a ward councillor in Tshwane and served as a chairperson of Tshwane's Financial Oversight Committee before becoming the member of Mayoral Committee for the Finance in the City of Tshwane. He is responsible for the finance, customer relations management, city strategy, and organizational performance, and the executive business portfolios in the metropolitan municipality. And he's going to be talking about collaborating with institutions of higher learning, such as TUT, for service delivery innovation. Please join me on stage, sir.
Good morning. She forgot to mention everything that goes wrong in the city I'm also responsible for. So let's just add that too. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the invitation, and it's such a pleasure to share with you today. I bring you greetings from our executive mayor as well. I'm sure he would have loved to be here himself, but unfortunately due to other commitments. But it's a pleasure for me as the MMC responsible for the department that oversees this to be here, so thank you very much. But I would like to start by saying, Ms. Program Director, Ms. Chizikawe, thank you very much. Our Deputy Vice Chancellor in absentia, Dr. Papu Zamshaka, our Facility and ICT Executive Deanery, Dr. Van Wyk, thank you. Director in Research of Innovation, Dr. Hamilton Mpidi, our heads of department and other officials from the Tshwane University of Technology, our heads of department and other officials from the City of Tshwane, colleagues, thank you. Executive officials from Amazon and other strategic partners, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, and all protocol observed. And of course, our VIPs who are here today, and I will get to you in a minute. It is indeed a privilege to be here today representing the city of Tshwane as we celebrate this monumental occasion, the 2022 Hackathon Varsity Challenge, and the award ceremony that we are here to celebrate. It is truly a pleasure to be a partner of such an initiative that promotes dynamism and innovation. And the city, or the Tshwane Varsity Hackathon, was designed to provide students with a platform to conceptualize innovation and socioeconomic service delivery solutions, and to further assist students to identify commercial opportunities to their solutions. Now, the Local Government Municipal Systems Act of 32 places an important obligation for municipalities to provide for these core principles. Mechanisms and processes that are necessary to enable municipalities to move progressively towards the socio-economic upliftment of local communities and ensure universal access to essential services that are affordable to all. And that's one of the major challenges, I think, politically we need to deal with, not only in the city of Tshwane, but all over South Africa. We don't have to be very far politically disaligned to know the challenges that we are facing. And that's why the collaboration of this nature is so important for me specifically, to learn from the experts. And this room is filled with experts. We are not the experts, you are, and it's such a pleasure to be part of this initiative. The strategic collaboration between the city of Tshwane, the Tshwane University of Technology, Amazon, and the African Beyond 4IR brings to life the essence of the message contained within the local government legislative framework. Now, Program Director and esteemed guests, we are elated by the thematic areas that were identified for this competition as they resonate with the socio-economic challenges that have plagued our city and our communities at large. The Tshwane Varsity Hackathon aligns to 7 of the city's strategic priorities, and I'd like to list them for you. Prioritization of the electrical grid and water infrastructure, providing stringent financial management and oversight, a business-friendly city that promotes employment and economic growth, enhancing a safer city, security, as well as emergency services, maintaining a clean and protected natural environment, modernization and digitization of city processes, and creating a healthy and vibrant city. The alignment proposes the city to advance the ambitious vision of being the innovative capital of South Africa and beyond. As the leadership of the city, we have realized that this is a big responsibility that requires all role players within the innovation ecosystem to collaborate, innovate towards quality service delivery, and in creating an enabling environment that will fast-track the city's economic growth trajectory. As a progressive and developmental-focused municipality, we sincerely appreciate strategic interventions such as the Tshwane Varsity Hackathon because they demonstrate our innovation capability as a community. The Tshwane Varsity Hackathon collaborates is one of the many strategic interventions worthy for the city support and serves as realize that the key strategic priorities the city has indicated as mentioned above. Now, Program Director, it is important to acknowledge that we are not only an innovative city, but an knowledge-driven capital city. Let us continue to take advantage of the intellectual capital that we are at our disposal so we can collaborate to lasting solutions for the city. Now, as I conclude, Program Director, let me take this opportunity to express my heartfelt appreciation to the organizing committee for conceiving such a brilliant concept. Thank you. Colleagues, for you as well, for your part in it, thank you very much. And for ensuring that the right expertise were brought to make this project a success. Let me also make special mention to the city officials, mentors, sponsors that ensured that the voice of the city reverberates in the minds of the youth and residents of the city. And Program Director, let me acknowledge the VIPs of the day, the over 110 students who participated in this grueling exercise. 110 plus students were tasked to rapidly developing solutions in the following areas: health, community safety and security, energy and water and sanitation, revenue collection, transport and mobility, education, financial technology, data science and internet things, as well as township economy. And the City of Tshwane, the University of Technology, AWS and partners and officials served as industry mentors and provided guidance in the fine-tuning of students' ideas and getting students ready for their final pitching session on the final day of the hackathon, which was in October. The hope and success of our country will depend on people like yourselves to make sure that we bring the necessary changes to our South Africa. We envision this initiative going a long way in remodeling and transforming Tshwane into Africa's leading innovation city. Lastly, and most importantly, I want to congratulate all the participants and the winners. May you continue to inspire us while we continue to strive for further service delivery for the people of Tshwane. It is important that we continuously remind ourselves that innovation is at the heart of organizational transformation. And it is important to constantly remember that for us to meet the needs of our residents, we need to innovate and find results. So whatever you're doing, don't stop. Don't stop ever. I thank you and all the best for the rest of this proceedings today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alderman Peter Sutton, for those inspiring words. And as you rightfully said, everyone who is here and everyone watching online who participated in the hackathon is a VIP. I want to stress that even if you are not one of the top 3 teams, your solutions matter. And as Mr. Alderman said, don't stop. Don't stop now. Make sure that your solution comes into fruition and doesn't die as just an idea. With that being said, we are now going to have the opportunity of listening to the top 3 teams in no particular order. I'm going to tell you the order now, just so that you can prepare yourselves for who will be first, second, and third in the presentations. The first team presenting will be Exclusive Code 8. The next team presenting after that will be Cloud Docket. And the third team will be One City. I'll say that again. Exclusive Code 8 is going first. Cloud Docket is going second, and One City is going third. So please may Exclusive Code 8 team stand up and start getting ready for your presentation. As they join me on stage, I just want to reiterate what was said by Mr. Alderman, that this is a knowledge-driven city. We can see it all around us with your innovative ideas. So let us make sure that these ideas, like I said, come to fruition and don't die as ideas. Team Exclusive Code 8, are you here? Yes, please join me on stage. Can we give them a round of applause?
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real honor to be here today before you. As one of the top 3, I'm really honored to be here and to be chosen. This is our team, Exclusive Code 8, which is Team 4, and with my lovely members there at the back. So the major problem in South Africa is unemployment. This is, as we can see, the recent calculated unemployment rate was 33.56% as of 2021. So now we are trying to cap that problem. So the problem is that we have semi-skilled individuals that we have sitting at home that are not doing anything, but they are capable of that. So this now leads the shops and the individuals who seek services to leave the townships and to go and seek services elsewhere, seek services in urban areas, and this becomes a problem. So with that brief problem, we came up with a very simple solution to create an application which will act as a hub to link those semi-skilled individuals with whether a business or an individual who seeks a service rendered to them. So this application, we see that it will work properly with the local government, such that because we want to cap the demographic, we don't want it to be all over the place. So per demographic, it will work with the local government, and it will work through the skills development offices, such that whether an individual has the skill or they require to have the skill, they will go through the skills development professionals, and they will register them to the system to ensure that they actually do possess that skill. So the users of our system, as I've clearly mentioned before, it's skills development specialists, it's service providers, and it's our clients, which our clients are those individuals who would seek the service. So remember that given that we are working with people's data, people's, like in our system, we're working with people's addresses, people's names, we would need to protect the data. So with that, we applied measures. With that, we applied measures such as segregation of duties, such that no one individual has access to the database. So this means that we have a multiple verification system between individuals, whether it's management, the data specialist, or whoever works on the system. So then we'll be using SSL certificates, which ensures that your website is fully authenticated and fully encrypted, which furthermore ensures the safety. So then, of course, everything needs a multi-step verification process, because if you just enter once, you have a very high risk of human error and of being hacked. So then, of course, there's an industry standard data encryption standard that is used all over the world, mainly in those developed countries which will be one of the measures that we're going to implement. So the key, of course, the key is the stakeholders. The key is the individuals who will be using the system, the investors of the system. So as a result, we foresee that they need to benefit from the system. So investors, by investing in the system, would benefit in the situation that given that our system helps a certain demographic that is marginalized. So these allows that they can go and claim for tax deductions. This gives them free publicity. And of course, we can even make the system appropriatory to those who are going to use it, so that the investors have a benefit in the system. Other users of the system would be the service providers. Like we say that we need to cap the issues of unemployment and whatnot. So of course they'll be getting jobs. There's a higher income per household, which is now everyone is employed. So, and remember, one thing that is always been said, that before anyone can focus on education, they should first focus on serving their basic needs, and they should then focus on safety. So if you have the income for that, you'll be able to now focus on education. So overall, we get more educated people. So then other benefactors are the clients. Given that that plumber or that engineer might be next door, you get a quicker service provided. Of course, they will be at a cheaper rate than having to hire a corporate business. But the major benefactor of this is, of course, the government. Given that multiple people will now be employed, this increases the per capita GDP, which then affects the economic growth of the country. It reduces unemployment. It increases the level of educated individuals. It just betters the whole economy of the country and the country as a whole. From what we've identified, we have competitors like LinkedIn, but the issue with that is that is for a certain demographic. That is for the demographic of the skilled individuals who have qualifications, who seek for jobs. That's where companies post the jobs. So our application caps that demographic. It caps the demographic that was not identified, the demographic that is marginalized, that is left out of the system. So hence we called our application Bridge the Gap. So it bridges the gap between the income gap that we have in our country, the education gap, and it bridges all the gaps that we have available in our country. That's the brief solution to the problem of unemployment, which we addressed it under township economy. So now we'll show you a brief implementation of what we want the idea to be about. So our system is going to have a system administrator. This individual will be the skills development officer who will be working in the system. They will be responsible for registering those service providers who are going to provide the service. They themselves will be registered internally through the database so that we don't have anyone coming to register themselves. Remember that those service providers, we need to verify that they have the skill. If not, we have skills development centers that will train that individual to have the skill. So then we have the service provider. If they log in, they have the option of viewing what the jobs that they did, and then they will take an image and post it to say this is what the job I did, and then the client who hired that person will be verified to say yes, he did do the job, and last, so we know that he does provide a quality service. So we, due to the cap of time and also academic things, we're able to implement the client side as to show what the main user, the one who's hiring, will be seeing in the system. So here we have an option to sign up, where the person will be entering basic things, but of course, to cap time, we're just gonna sign in the system now. So we'll take an email as the username. So then once they log into the system, now we show them, these are the few individuals that are available now. We have an engineer, which is their address there. We have their phone number, alas. So what the client will do, they will go and search for, let's say, for instance, they are looking for, as she would type here, that was an example, is to say a plumber. Let's say she's looking for a plumber. So once they search it, to show you to say, these are the plumbers that we have in the system. So then the person would then have additional options of clicking and, or even just taking the number and calling that plumber in case they have a job for them. That's the brief implementation that we have. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Team Exclusive Code 8. Can I ask where the team is situated? Can you guys raise your hands for me? Your presenter just presented. Can I get some more excitement from you? All right, there's a lot more young people here than there are the others, so I expect a lot more energy from this room, especially when your team member has just presented. Well done to you for coming up with the idea of bridging the gap. Team Cloud Docket, you should already be by IT, making sure that your presentations are set up so that when you're called on stage, we can head right into it. Remember, these are the top 3 teams from over 110 students who applied. These are the solutions that they have come up with. It is exciting. You are coming up with solutions to problems like unemployment. It is a great thing. So everyone should be all smiles and excited and happy to see. Also those who are presenting, you are presenting a solution. So we want to feel that energy coming from you as well. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome on stage Team Cloud Docket. A round of applause. Oh, you can do better than that. Team Cloud Docket.
Greetings to you all. I'm here on behalf of Cloud Docket. So our problem was more based on the theft and the sale of dockets, which has been a concerning crime across South Africa. So our proposed solution in terms. Okay, thank you, thank you for that. So the initial idea was based on like the theft of dockets, right? We noticed that a lot of dockets, especially more or less, especially around KZN, there's been a lot of theft and the sale of dockets. We can't shy away from the fact that it's happening around us, but we can simply just say that it's more that side. So the problem, like the way we tried to address this problem was to find a cloud-based storage for the dockets, where we will upload the dockets by in terms of like we can scan it and upload it on the cloud, and where it will be stored. You have both, like you might have the already printed or the already written docket, right? The idea is to use a mobile phone or a phone which has a camera or anything that has a camera that can scan, and we scan the docket and upload it to our cloud. So yeah. So our target market obviously is the police, the SAPVS, right? So with that being said, we actually know that they are the ones who deal with dockets. That's the only individual that we saw fit for this system. So features, right? This is where it gets interesting. So we decided to look into how we can, like, you know, sometimes you don't know if your case has been taken further, right? So the initial idea from my team was that we will have sort of something like we'll take the number of the client or the victim, right? So if we take the number and use OTP, one-time PIN, which will actually help in like making sure that the number that we have on hand is actually the victim's number. So when the case has been taken further, he will receive information regarding the docket, which will be stored online. Also about like the case number, so that if they want to have like follow-ups on the case and whatnot, they can easily access or get information informed. So when it comes to, okay, like I've already said, for the camera, like it's anything that has a camera that we can utilize to upload the docket online. That was the idea. It's where we know that if it's online, you can, if you sell it, we have it online. So what's the use? It won't be any use to sell something that can be restored easily. So when it comes to analytics, that's where we had to think a bit. So we noticed that when we are uploading dockets, right, what happens is that we can use that data, utilize that data. It will be stored on a server, right? When it's stored on a server, we utilize the data by adding an algorithm, which will in turn find correlations or patterns that may lead to possible cases that might occur around that area. So what we do is we scan the docket, right, and then we classify it under which kind of like in what terms was it breaking the law, right? And then so the algorithm will specifically take that information and then put it onto maybe a map where it will show, we call it a heat map, where it will show that this area is more filled with crimes, there are more reports. And then so when we deal with it, we're thinking of like the algorithm will be able to tell approximately 90% inaccuracy when it comes to break-ins in homes and like ATM bombings. It will have an accuracy of roughly around 90%. That means in it's 1:9. So that means in 10, like in 10 like chances, only once will it not find a criminal. So with that being said, it will help us to create like routes that the police can use to limit or reduce the number of cases that might happen in the area. So for privacy, right, we know that we're dealing with people's data, guys. It's one of the most like concerning thing when you're dealing with other people's information. So our idea for keeping the dockets much longer was to introduce blockchain technology, which has been utilized in cryptocurrencies and many more. So we know that for a fact, this kind of like this kind of like system, it's able to share a copy of a document amongst many individuals that do not link. By the term link, I mean you don't know who has the copy or where is it stored, right? So if one's missing, you can maybe try editing. Maybe there are five. All four will have an original copy, so something like an original copy. And then you come with your fraudulent docket that you have edited, so it won't be able to be accepted by the system because you already have 4 which are existing on the system. And you don't know the other individuals who are having, or the other storages which are having those dockets. The other thing is that we managed to find a way that we can't delete or edit the document. So if it's there for life. So the other thing when it comes to confidentiality, right? We looked into the idea that we should use biometrics, biometrics, so facial, and so we'll be working with that, and like having crypto. Okay, so having server-side encryption and the client-side encryption, which will make it hard for people to get access to it. So these are the like languages that we used in like developing our systems, and these are like the main things which were like the main languages which were based on. But C++ is also one of those that we had to utilize. Oh, this is the reference, guys. It's research, so we had to look. Thank you.
All right, so I'm a bit shorter. Okay, so I will be presenting the system to you guys. All right, so this is our home page. So basically, I am there at the station and I need to file or report my case, right? So basically, it's a new case. So my mate will just do that for me. All right, so then I will access my details there, enter what is needed to be entered, right? And then after that, I'll go to my statement where I need to record it. And in this case, we can use, like my mate said, we can use cameras. So in this state, I am there and I took a picture. Now AWS comes in here, right? So there is what we call Lambda, right? Which is a serverless computing system. Basically what it does is that it allows us to trigger it allows us to trigger a lot of lambdas, but in a case where it makes it, in a case where we actually pay for what we're actually using. So your pay time is what you are using. So in this case, I entered my detail. So AWS comes in, it takes the picture, uploads it onto S3 buckets. From S3 buckets, Lambda is activated, and that is taken to a Dynamo database. Right, now coming to analytics. Right, so coming to analytics, my mate mentioned that the fingerprint biometrics. So it is through blockchain, only limited officers have it. So every officer that is on the system with a fingerprint is responsible for anything happening to the dockets Awesome. So now I have uploaded everything, my pictures, and I'm saving my Docket, right? Okay, so that is saved. Now I'm going to go to an existing Docket. Right? So now, speaking of access, it has to be limited, obviously. So, like I said, officers that are there, that have fingerprints will be the only ones that can access it. So, right, I am the officer, I am there, and I access it through my fingerprint, and it will allow me to go through if I am the valid one. Awesome. Then what happens is I can access the thing. Now, editing it means that I cannot delete whatever that has been there, but I can only add on to the information. So that's how it basically works. Now, going to analytics. Analytics will work in this case. It also involves AWS, right? So AWS will be using our Dynamo database, and from that, it will go to our S3 buckets, and from S3 buckets, it will go to our QuickSight. Now, QuickSight, that is where it gives us the information, and we can access our data on what has been happening, hotspots in the area, like my mate said, heat maps. So we'll have access to certain place, and we'll be able to determine in a certain point at which time the rate that a criminal offense in a case would actually happen. So that is our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Team Cloud Docket, and I love the energy that I'm getting from the audience. I'm going to ask if Team One City can start getting ready, and whilst they are getting ready, I want to have a quick conversation with our participants, right? So my first question to you is, were you able to pick your groups, or were you assigned a group? You were assigned a group. So you were working with people that you didn't know before. How was that? It was tough. Are you still friends? Can you look at each other in your eyes? Okay, so you've walked out of this with newfound friendships and new partnerships. Excellent. All right, that is good to hear. I think it's very important that when we come up with solutions, we come up with transdisciplinary solutions, and the only way that can be achieved is working with people you don't know and getting new ideas that you haven't heard before from your friends and family. With that being said, I'd like to welcome on stage Team One City. Round of applause.
Some of us are a bit here also, eh? Is it still morning? Okay, good morning, colleagues, guests, VIPs, all protocol observed. My name is Philemon Maitisa, and I'm representing Group 14. We call ourselves One City. And we are going to present the solution that we created or we worked on through the hackathon. So the theme that we went with is service delivery, but in particular with revenue collection for the city of Tshwane. Right. So just to give a bit of a history with what has been happening regarding revenue collection in the city, is that the city has actually embarked on a number of initiatives that is geared to improving the situation around the area of revenue collection. And one of these initiatives is actually going to your big guys, consulting service companies, to actually look for consulting services, companies like your KPMGs, your PwCs, and we know there is a heavy cost attached to all those consultations that is offered. So at the end of the day, all the recommendations that these big companies provided the city has never actually produced positive outcomes, because 5 years later, we're still experiencing the same problem. 10 years later, the situation has never improved. So this actually gives us an opportunity to go into that environment, look at re-evaluating possible of future ways of, coming up with new ways of collecting revenue. So this brings me to the problem statement. The problem statement is actually the fact that most people are not affording. They cannot afford to pay for whatever debts they owe the city. And one of the core reasons is because there are no other alternative ways provided for them to pay that is beyond the money element. Because if someone was not able to pay you 5 years later, today it will be like waiting for a bus at an airport or something like that. It will never come. So we went and thought about a solution to address the problem. And if we really look at the solution and the problem, this may not seem as a tech related problem, but it's a problem for the people. We are solving a people's problem. So what is actually the solution? The solution is a barter trade-like system. What do I mean by that? You pay the city through providing a service to them. So this type of system is a system that we saw working even in the justice environment, where instead of someone being sent to jail to serve a sentence there, they will tell them, go and do a community service wherever. So that compensated that. So we want to bring that feature in the space of service delivery and customers actually paying Tshwane. Because if we look at this, how and what will the city benefit from this? The city will actually benefit in terms of expanding their service delivery capacity. And most people are actually having question marks as to say, what will happen to the employment within the city? We're not going to retrench anybody. We're not going to fire anybody. We're just saying to the already available capacity that the city has for delivering their service, the people that are employed in the city to deliver the service, we are actually creating an additional pool of people that will come and service the city for free. The city is not actually going to see any outflow, cash outflows for whatever services that will be provided through this additional pool. Because we know that every service that the city provides to its people, there is a cost attached to that. So we're saying we want to bring this. So let me go to how are we bringing tech to facilitate this. We actually developed a mobile application that will integrate with the already existing Tshwane dashboard, and we're going to expect this dashboard to fit this application with information data so that the users, the customers can access this information. So going back to how this will then, how the app will facilitate, we actually saying for every city, for every customer or citizen that's sitting at home, they are wondering how they will pay the 12,000 that they owe the city of Tshwane. The city of Tshwane is presenting this application to the customer to say, over and above money, we have this XYZ options for you to choose for paying us. It's either you pay with cash or you pay with paying through providing us a service, right? So for the city, it will start with generating or creating service delivery campaigns. So these campaigns will be done by the people that owes the city, and then they will service the city through those. And then for a customer that's sitting at home that has the application and they want to actually service the city, they want to be the one who's initiating that process. The process starts with identifying a gap within a community. Maybe you see that there's a need for this service to be provided and you have the abilities to do that. So when you request to service the city, you will be required to send images of the before status, and then you put in your request. The administrator at Tshwane will look at it and approve. After approving, when you actually go into that area to service the city on that spot, there will be a geolocation tracking every movement, as long as you are within that time period of servicing the city. So after that, when you submit a report, you will submit a report that has the after status. So there is a before and there is an after. So going back to that statement, I mean that there's, for every service provided, there is a cost attached. So then the city will then be able to determine the cost, make the calculations, and find a way of reducing this particular client's debt that they have. So through that continuous process, what are we having? We are having clean cities. We are having a city that, we are having a municipality that is servicing the people through minimum cost. So how is the data of the customers or the users of the application going to be secured? But because we're talking about sensitive information, people's personal information, first of all, we're saying we are implementing the solution on AWS Amplify. It's hosted via AWS Amplify. Every user that registers on the system is actually going to be authenticated through the AWS Cognito service. And then over and above that, we are securely storing the user's data on AWS DynamoDB, and we actually complying with the POPI Act, because we take people's personal information very serious, and we have a strict policy of no ads. We're not going to put any ads on the platform. So, in a nutshell, currently, how is the city actually tapping into that environment or that space of collecting revenue? They actually have a thing that they are running to identify households that have low cost income, lower income households, and they provide stuff like PDPs. They give them free electricity units. That is a cost. Someone has to pay for that. And they also do this thing of writing off those particular people's debts. But we're saying here, instead of you writing off that debt for free, there's probably someone in that household that can service the city one way or the other. So that at the end of the day, the money that would be allocated to pay for those extra stuff that we give these people would be allocated for other stuff. So we are achieving a lot through all this. So at the end of the day, it's going to affect a lot of things around the financial aspects of the municipality. It can even go up to impacting the amount of tendering in the city, because most tenders will be for, let's say, cutting trees somewhere, they'll issue a tender for that. But we're saying there's probably a pool available a pool of people that can do that for free. So you will have that tender amount that you would have paid someone else somewhere and dedicated to something else and achieve more, right? So I think I've said a lot. I think let me go to the application that we developed. Unfortunately for our group, the application is actually something that is operating on a phone. We won't see something that demonstrating. It's a mobile application, which is, we also said, I've already mentioned that it's hosted on AWS, so there's a link if you want an APK, to download the APK, there's that link. So we're saying, after registering and logging in, the user will be met with a dashboard, and that dashboard has a number of stuff that the user will interact with, be it managing their profiles, checking whatever service delivery campaigns that the city has put available. And then there's also a platform that will enable them to initiate paying the city. It's either if miracles happen, that household stumble upon cash, they want to pay through cash, we'll send them to the city's e-payment service. The city will take care of that. And if they want to pay through a service, they will actually have to observe all those steps that I've mentioned, identify a gap, give us images of the before, someone in the city will approve, and then you service, and then you give us a feedback, a report of the after. And yeah, they will be able to see their balances and whatever job histories. If they want to know more about the city, we actually we created a button that will take them to the city's website, where they will learn a host of other stuff provided by the city there. So in a nutshell, this is our solution, this is our presentation, and as I've said earlier, it's a solution to address people's problem. And as a group, one city, through collaborations with the city of Tshwane, we actually looking forward to this, and we saying together with the city of Tshwane, we are one city. Thank you.
Can we give a round of applause to all the teams? Those were some really inspiring solutions, creative, innovative, and I can see members from the city of Tshwane doing, and that's all you need as a word of confirmation. For those who are joining us virtually, if you believe that your presentation should be here, don't stop. Right? You still have access to the city of Tshwane. Send them an email, call them until they respond to you, reach out to other small companies, make your voice heard, and make your solution known as well. Let this not just be the end. Let this be the beginning of your ideas. And to the top 3 teams today, very, very exciting stuff. Thank you. Before we start to announce why you are here, I can feel the nerves in the room. Before we announce the winners from the top 3, we are going to play a video, and I'm just going to look towards the tech team to see when the video is ready. Before the video is played, I just want to say, from my professional capacity as a communication strategist, I want to advise all of the teams today and all the teams watching, your presentation is just as important as your solution. A lot of the times we think we have the most brilliant solution, so the presentation is, it's just when we talk about it, but we have the most important solution. Your presentation matters. That's how you get the buy-in from the investors. That's how you get the trust from the clients. That's how you get the support from those who are watching your solution. So solution, presentation, both incredibly important. Don't forget that. And when you want to say that something has gone wrong, it's never unfortunate, it's fortunate. Fortunately, the app is available on your phone. You see, that's so much different to unfortunately, right? Excellent. And with that being said, here's a video.
You been the one, my love. Diamond walking molly. Chinelli and watch the body. Only because simplicity. Kimbo like it body. Your ex-man looking at me funny and I can't see to me. I'm telling you to my sing to me. I'm different thing funny boo. As a song, marang nandaba. I can put you on. Wanna down yala. Tangle in the mouth. I'm on this smile on her. Speaking up a share, see him at the malada. Baby, want me. I'm still on the mono, my kid, one next week. Better tell him it's more than love, this shot. See your light, belly soup. Bigger when I went, come on, never look me. I shot it back, you told me them 10. Cause you know I want you.
We talk to me, bege. Eba sihlukanisa uthando lugcwele ngicela ubapheke izitshele owuzigcwele ungavumi izingene athi ngikushele uthando lakho okay mina ngawe ngigcwele ngiyakutshela sange bangifaka umoya ngawe ngayifela mangithi ngiyaphuma ngiyofuna amasenta kuze wena nomndeni wami nibedese dala ngikufuna ngayithela manje usungowami inhliziyo ifudumele phela amaphutha ngalingasese njalo manginawe ngizizwa ngiphelele ngithi uthanda mina phela kungashintshi yangisanganisa fana nawe angekaphinda bekhona kulelizwe kukhona okuthize ngathi ngikuhlile ungenza ngibize ngithi uthanda mina phela kungashintshi yangisanganisa singanqoba nempisi ngayihlanganisa kukhona okuthize ngathi ngikuhlile ungenza ngiphile ngithatha ungibeke ngeke ebasihlukanisa uthando lugcwele ngicela ubapheke izitele uzigcwele ungavumi izingene ngathi ngikuhlele ngathi ngikuhlele
You go bow for the result, oh. Nothing to discuss, oh. Cause I did win by default and without any doubt, oh. I'm a me happy adult, oh. I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the girl insult, oh. I'm a mind that's you the talk, oh. I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble. She manipulate my love, oh. I know holy and I know that get both. Like the Baba Frayo, my ayo.
Another big thank you to our partners and sponsors for making today a possibility, for making the entire hackathon a possibility. I can see from those pictures and videos that those of us who weren't there missed out. I wish I knew about pythons and and the other things that you do, but I have no idea. And I'm going to invite to join me on stage a man that you all know very well, the chief organizer of the Tshwane Varsity Hackathon and HOD at the Faculty of Information and Communication Technologies first year and foundation unit, Mr. Mash Purutsi.
Dumelang. Sanbonani. Enda. Absheni. Goeiemorgen. Goeiedag. I tried my best, program director, hackers, organizers of TVH, invited guests, sponsors, partners, Sefagu Makhatu University, UNISA, University of Pretoria, ICT Dinari, Office of Soshanguve Campus, Rector in TUT, TUT Directorate of Research and Innovation, MMC Finance, City of Tshwane, Group Heads and Executive at City of Tshwane, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols have been duly observed. Can I have all the hackers rising, please? All the hackers. May you please repeat after me, hackers. What a great time to be alive. What a great time to be learning. What a great moment we have here today. Sawa, sawa. Thank you. Before I go on, indeed, it is a great time to be learning. And for us, what we want to see is you to have fun while learning. Gone are those days that you'll come to university and just go out without being exposed to real life. We believe that this will prepare you. You will be resilient as soon as you hit the ground. It took 5 empowerment workshops covering design thinking, intellectual property, agility, entrepreneurship, serverless development, and technical hacking. Ethical hacking. This was since May 2022. So TVH is no more an isolated program. It's now a movement, meaning we are the real revolutionaries because we work across the year. We complete the revolution. We come from 500 interested hackers across TUT, as the deanery has put. This included TUT, SMU, UNISA, and UP. We arrived at 30 hackers organized in just 3 teams that are seated here today. It took 2 nights and 3 days of ideation and coding. And for that, you deserve a round of applause for yourself. Now the real stuff. Who is winning what? I believe everybody is a winner, including those that are not seated here, because of the empowerment program that we've engaged in. Even if you didn't come out as a winner, but everybody come out with new knowledge that they can use it and do something with it. Alone to be registered on the AWS platform, that guarantees you a good job. So with the information that you've learned through the empowerment workshops, definitely you are all winners. But because it was a competition, we had to pick the 3. But I'm not going to present only the 3. We're going to first start with the social media winners so we can suspend the number 1. So obviously for us to get the brand out there, visibility, we had to engage in this social media competition. And it was about tweeting and mentions and so on. And we've got 3 winners for this. I'm going to call each, and they will have to come in front here to take a picture and receive their goodies. So as soon as I call you, you will walk through. As soon as they arrive here, I'm going to call the other person. And then we will go in that order. And then we'll move to other category. Okay? For social media winners, TVH 2022, 4th annual edition, we've got Perseverance Malachi, walking away with stationery pack. Well done, Perseverance. In case Perseverance didn't catch the bus, I'll move to the next winner, which is Deliverance Masungwini, also walking away with stationery pack. I don't see a Deliverance walking around, I take. He also didn't catch the bus. The last one will be Nogutula Mkunu, walking away with stationery pack. Oh, Nogutula is here. Well done, Nogutula. That's how we take education serious. Nobody's winning a cooler box here. Stationery, everything related to education. So while they're taking pictures, I'm going to move to the next category. This category is about what we call midnight and midday pitches. Because we are a Scrum, agile-driven hackathon, we promote deliverables. Throughout the hackathon, we put the hackers in a situation that every 12 hours they must come up with something, so that when we arrive on the last day, we're not gonna get there with excuses that computer crashed and so on and so on. So that is basically what we call Scrum sprints. So we had 2 midnight pitches and 1 midday pitch. And in all those presentations, hackers present to us what they are working on, and there's a prize. And understand me very well, these are not the winners of the hackathon. These are the winners of the midnight or midday presentations. So here I'm going to present the first night and day pitch winners. These winners are walking away with 1 terabyte Seagate external hard drive. And their team name is Minions Medilink. Congratulations, Minions. What a great time to be learning. You don't only come back home with your certificate. You win. You enter the university as a winner and you go out as a winner. We will live up to that. Okay. Now, moving to the top 3. I must be very careful with this part. How are we going to do this? I'm going to start with number 3. Number 3, and then from there, I'm going to move to the announcement of number 1, because there will only be 2 teams left after number 3. So number 1 and number 2, you will be seated after I announce number 3. Number 3 will come through, take a picture, and then I'll expect number 2 and number 1, which will be seated at that time, to rise and come here when I present number 1. Okay? So, but we'll get to that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the 3rd prize winners of TVH 4th Annual Hackathon, held in the city of Tshwane, involving 4 universities, has winners that are walking away with 10,000 cash prize. Volcano Active Tech Trend Series watch with heart rate monitor. Wait for it, 1 year incubation with AB4IR. I'm not done. The last item they are walking away with is Scrum Foundation course. All participants will be registered with Scrum Alliance for having completed it and receive a badge from Scrum Alliance. You know, there's those certifications. You just get employed for being registered for them. You don't need to complete yet. And this is what we are giving you. Now, who is the winner for this? Can I get a drum roll for this one? 3rd prize goes to One City. Congratulations, One City. Congratulations, guys.
Oh, so city.
One city. They remind me of somebody who mistaken the acronym COT. They ask, what does this COT stand for? And what I like is they quickly gave an answer as they were thinking, and they said, it must be Community of Technology. And that for me really was relevant. TUT together with City of Tshwane, we are just becoming a community of technology towards building a smart city. One city, you are living up to that. Thank you. Now, well done, guys. Okay, can I have now the last two teams to come up front here? You must be disciplined because only one team is going to be announced as the winners. And this means as we announce them, you must not appear as a loser. You must all celebrate and congratulate each other. Okay, it must not be, Eish, you are already not number 3, guys. I'm very proud of you. Now, I'm going to first read out what the winners of the second prize will be walking away with. The winners of second prize, without mentioning their name, will be walking away with 15,000 cash prize. Samsung Galaxy A03 Core 32 gigabytes dual SIM by TUT. Supplied by TUT. 1 year incubation with AB4IR. Second place, midday and night pitching Volcano Bluetooth wireless headset. And lastly, Scrum training. Scrum Foundation course. All participants will be registered with Scrum Alliance for having completed it and receive a badge from Scrum Alliance. And I made a mistake. These Samsung Galaxy tabs, they were supplied by AWS, if I recall correctly. Position number 1 will be walking away with 20,000 cash prize. Samsung Galaxy A7 10.4 with Wi-Fi connection. 1 year incubation with AB4IR. Now, the certification is a Kanban system design course. All participants will be registered with Kanban University and receive certification for having completed the course. That will go to the first prize. Now, the moment we've been all waiting for. Drum roll, please. For the first prize winners of 2022 4th Annual Hackathon goes to a team with the name of Cloud Docket. Congratulations. And the second prize goes to Exclusive Code A. Well done, guys. As we heard, there's no cooler box there. We don't encourage young people dying in taverns. We would rather have young people in the university or in event of this nature. From me, Kia Leboha, Asante, thank you, Program Director. I hand over the program to you. Thank you.
so city, que rico, papi.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for the 4th annual Tshwane Varsity Hackathon winners, Cloud Docket. Absolutely incredible. I know that it's going to be hard to stay on your seats, So we're going to end the program very quickly. I sense the excitement in the room. Congratulations to the City of Tshwane as well as to TUT for coming together with such incredible prizes, and to the partners and sponsors. I think next year you're not going to have any problems with applications. In fact, you're going to have a problem of too many applications after this. So well done and congratulations to you. And to those who have just won awards, like I've said throughout this entire program, this is not the end, this is just the beginning. In fact, I want to make a quick recognition of Tebogo, where she's seated. Tebogo was in the winning team last year. Has she left? Has she walked out? There she is. She was part of the winning team last year, and since then has been intricately involved in the Tshwane Varsity Hackathon. That is an exemplary leader, and we should take from her. So I hope to see the rest of you become mentors and become actively involved in the Tshwane Varsity Hackathon. Last but not least, on the program today, as program director, it is my pleasure to welcome on stage Dr. Hamilton Beatty, the Deputy Director for Innovation Support and Technology Transfer at the Tshwane University of Technology, and the first Vice Chief Organizer of the Tshwane Varsity Hackathon, to do a vote of thanks. Dr. Hamilton.
Thank you, Program Director. You know, Mesh has just broke one of my rules. So when I started my academic life, I was one of those teachers that go to the class without anything, just with my hands, and Mesh gave me a tablet now. Yeah, Program Director, hackers, organizers of TVH, MMC for Finance, City of Tshwane, Executive Dean, Faculty of ICT, members, executive members from the City of Tshwane, from TUT here, sponsors, partners, the universities around here, SMU, UNISA, UP. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocols have been duly observed. My role here is simple. Like I said, I used to be a teacher who goes to a class empty-handed. Is to really, give my gratitude and thanks. And I won't be mentioning all of you because you have contributed, but please pardon me. This hackathon will not have been a success without each and every one of you. Now, our partners, the City of Tshwane, AWS, and AB4IR, thank you for being our strategic partners. We always say that we are the university that doesn't just go to ask for money, but we look for strategic partnerships and collaboration. Our sponsors, whether in cash or in kind, and for your time as well, we want to thank you, all the sponsors. You'll see our sponsors are here. Thank you. Now, there is something that I've observed about the hackers that I'm going to thank them now, because as much as we had sponsors, we're partners, but if we didn't have hackers, we wouldn't have this hackathon. These people deny themselves sleep and comfort of their house and spend 2 nights, 3 days with us. And one thing that I observed in the day and midnight pitching, it just reminded me of one of the greatest artists of all time, Luciano Pavarotti, which I had the opportunity to attend one of his concerts. And Pavarotti has performed more than 379 performances. And you know Pavarotti's kind of music. The performance, they spent months preparing the stage for him. And he said that despite the fact that he has performed more than 375 performances, and I'm not talking about where he just sing in a corporate, but where he had performance choreographed, he said every time when he goes to the stage, he feel like he's going to die. He go and perform as if it's his last day. I observed through the hackers, whenever they pitch as if their life depends on this pitching. And that for me was very encouraging, exciting. And give them the round of applause. Hackers, thank you. Thank you. To the winners, this is just the beginning of the journey. You've heard that the prizes goes with incubation. We're not the university that comes here and do talk shows and next day we forget about you. So you are going to be incubated and it's non-negotiable. As an Innovation Technology Transfer Office, we will be giving you advice on IP registration, designs. We will be helping you to unlock the door with funding opportunities and also other pitching opportunities where you will get some of the resources. To the organizing team led by Mesh, you have worked so hard. You have spent a year. Like I was mentioning about Louisiana for this event, it reminded me of this hackathon that we spent a year preparing for these days, for the hacker, which is 3 days, and also for this event. It takes a year. Organizing team, thank you very much. And again, I want you to stand up so that the dean and the MMC can see who worked behind this. Please stand up. Thank you, Emerson. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an exciting journey. And like I said, this is not the end. Just a few announcements for me. As I've indicated, hackers is not the end. You are going to be incubated. You are going to be given support. There will be lunch that will be served, and the lunch will be served in the restaurants. Please do not leave. And I always say that in my tradition, my culture, it's rude to eat and go. So eat and network. To the organizing team, I am summoning you to a meeting at 3 o'clock to do a post-mortem of this event before everyone. You will get the details, but I'm summoning you. Prom director, thank you very much for always coming, to indulge us, with your energy, because that's what we need. And we are really in an effort to move the Tshwane University of Technology from good to great. Because Phil Collins say, good is an enemy of great. If you're doing good, you relax, you think I'm fine. But actually, that's not where you should be. You should move to great. Thank you, Prom Director. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much for that. This is again the moment some of you have been waiting for, which is the opportunity to eat. But before I dismiss you, a thank you from myself, and to say that food will, I think, be served in about 30 minutes. So this is an opportunity to network. And not just networking. Hi, my name is this. Networking, and this is my project. We need A, B, and C. Can you assist? Right? So let us leave from today. Let us continue to strive for individuality and not conformity. It is always an absolute pleasure. And before I go, I'd like to call onto stage Mrs. Ramutla, if I'm not mistaken, to hand over some more gifts. I think she will know who is getting those gifts. But it has been an absolute pleasure being your program director. I am Alma Acob, and I'm going to go by saying, halala hackers, halala!
Good day. I believe all the protocols have been observed. Even before me, they did all those. So I'm not going to be long since we want to go and chow. We really, really appreciate every one of you who's here, and even those in absentia, we appreciate. And then there are few gifts which we just want to say is a token from us as the organizing team. It's a token of appreciation to say we thank you very much for your efforts, for all the things which you have made or which you have helped us to make this event possible and happen. We say thank you. So I will start by asking, who can I ask first? Okay, let's appreciate the MMC for being here. And we want to thank you and give you a token of appreciation. Can we just clap the hands so that we can give him courage to go and get a token? Okay, but we can dance. Dr. Mpidi, you can, thank you. May you join them. Okay, while they are busy taking the picture, Pella, we're learning from the best. So Semesh said, while they're busy, we're continuing. So now I'm continuing while they're busy with the picture. And then we'd like to appreciate the city manager. If you're here, please, may you join them, and then we go fetch your token of appreciation. On the behalf of, may you please, on the behalf of the city manager. Sorry for hijacking you, but thank you very much. It's a token to say we appreciate you and thank you very much. Moving along, while they're still busy with the pictures, I would like to, we clap hands for, who can we call again? Sipho. Okay, Sipho, let me address you nicely. May we please have the DVC to come and join us and receive the gifts. Okay, on their behalf. Oh, maybe it was Sipho. Okay, can we move on and request the VC to come and join and then get a token? Not. Oh, Dr. Hamilton will grab it on the behalf of. Okay, and then lastly, hence they mentioned, we were not gonna be here a part of if it wasn't the great support which we are getting from our dean, Dr. E. We thank you very much, and we just want to acknowledge you, and we have a token of appreciation to say thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's not much left for me to say, so please have a lovely afternoon, be merry, network, and thank you for being here. Thank you.